Welcome to the second 6 weeks World Cultures Curriculum Preview. So for 2016-17, our second 6 weeks starts on October 3rd and goes through on November 11th. So for this preview, basically we're going to look at 3 things for each of the units that are in the second 6 weeks. We're going to look at what those units are, what the essential questions or points are for that unit, and then also what standards are going to be assessed from that unit on the CBA. So the first unit is Unit 6, North America, the United States, Canada, and Mexico. And we have 13 days to do a study of the North American continent. So 2 things really to remember. First, on your calendar, the 10th is a flex day, and the 11th is a professional development day for the district. So those 2 days are not included in those 13 days. So if you would look at your calendar, that starts on October 3rd, but the last day of this unit, the 13 days, would be October 21st. So you should think about and plan for being finished with Unit 6 by that date, by October 21st. This would include any assessments that you're giving students over the material. Second, Mexico is actually part of this unit. And I know in previous years you may have taught, or people have told you, that we taught those in a cultural region of Latin America. And that is not the case the way we're doing it now. So I wanted to make sure that you understood that Mexico is to be taught during this unit. And it's actually a really great idea if you think about it, because it gives you some great material to do some comparing and contrasting. So Mexico has some great similarities and some great differences from the United States and Canada. And then it also gives you some information that you can use later to do comparisons when you get to Central and Latin America or South America, and to do some comparing and contrasting. This strategy is a really powerful social studies skill, and Marzano is really collected great research on the power for students in learning by comparing and contrasting with other things. They have to really do some thinking in order to be able to do that effectively. So this is a great opportunity to work on that social studies skill of comparing and contrasting. And then as you tackle new units throughout the year, then you can certainly compare and contrast those with the United States and with each other. All right, for this unit, we basically have 4 essential questions. Essential questions are there to help students make sense of important but complicated ideas. So we have, how does geography influence the way people live? Why is history important? What makes a culture unique? And then why do people make economic choices? So these are not only about North America. These are questions that you can ask about North America, but these are bigger than this particular region. And these are questions that we may revisit in different regions, and students may have different ideas based on new learnings. So these are kind of a Velcro that students can hang their learning on. They're a great way to both introduce the unit, and then they're a great way to assess student understanding of the unit. So use the guiding questions, which are specific to our unit, the United States, Canada, and Mexico, to help students connect and respond to these bigger essential questions. So the guiding questions are more specific to the regions, but these essential cross regions, and you're actually going to see these questions repeated in upcoming units because they're great questions to talk about and think about and compare in different regions. So for this unit, there are 5 content standards that are assessed on our first district CBA. And it doesn't mean those are the only 5 standards that you teach. We are required to teach all of the standards, but these 5 you should pay close attention to because they are going to be assessed. You know that it's on the curriculum blueprint in that first CBA. So from Unit 6, we're going to assess 1A, trace characteristics of various contemporary societies and regions that resulted from historical events or factors such as invasion, conquests, colonization, immigration, and trade. So thinking about North America, you can pretty much figure pretty confidently what are going to be the best ways to assess that standard and make sure that you're teaching that way. The same thing for 4B. Identify and explain the geographic factors responsible for patterns of population in places and regions. 3 other standards. Identify and locate major physical and human geographic features such as landforms, water bodies, and urban centers of various places and regions. 8C, explain the impact of relative scarcity of resources on international trade and economic interdependence among and within societies. And then also 13C, compare the roles of citizens in the United States with the role of citizens from various contemporary societies with representative and non-representative governments. So I read those standards for you to think about, one, the verb, and then the context of those standards. And in this particular unit, Unit 6, how do those apply? An important thing too is to remember the social studies skills or process standards. Those are combined with each of those 5 content standards when the questions are designed. And so if you look here, 21B and 21C are pretty big process standards. These are assessed heavily on STAR, and they pretty much make up the role of a social scientist, whether it's a geographer or a historian. You're analyzing information by doing all of these different things. These are those thinking words that we have up on our walls. Additionally, you're going to organize and interpret information from these different types of visuals. Okay, so think about if these are combined with the content piece, what would that look like? What would instruction look like? What would assessment look like for that? Next, we move into Unit 7, which is Central America and the Caribbean Islands, or Caribbean Islands, however you want to pronounce it. We're only spending 5 days here. So it's a pretty quick survey of this area of the country. October 24th through the 28th is the way it looks for 2016. And the essential questions, again, are big. They should look familiar. The very first one and the last one, the third one, are the same essential questions that we referred to in Unit 6. We have an additional one here about why does conflict develop? So these 3 big essential questions kind of frame the relevance for students and help them make those connections. But you can use those guiding questions in the curriculum documents that will help lead you to, or help lead students into understanding how Central America plays into these big essential questions. Note that students may have some different, probably will have some different answers as they answer these questions if you've asked it in one region and then you've asked it in this region. And that's great. That shows learning. The CBA 9B is assessed from Unit 7. And I really want to bring this point up because there's been a little bit of confusion on this. Compare and contrast free enterprise, socialist, and communist economies in various contemporary societies, including the benefits of the U.S. free enterprise system. In this unit with the Caribbean islands, we include Cuba. And historically, Cuba, and technically, Cuba is a communist economy. There has been a lot of recent information that a lot of economic activities in Cuba don't fit the old model of communism. And so this again offers a great way to compare and contrast and to maybe ask students to make some opinions or form some opinions on how much it is and maybe how much it resembles free enterprise. So there's not a right or wrong answer here, but Cuba is the catalyst for this standard in this unit and contrasting it. 10B, if you look at it, describe the levels of economic development using indicators. So these are things that you need to be doing in classroom, using these life expectancies, the GDP, GDP per capita, literacy rates, using charts and graphs with this information for students to analyze and to make some informed opinions, not just identify which country has a particular percentage of or literacy rate, but making some opinions about that information. All right, the last unit for this second 6 weeks is South America, Unit 8. We spend 10 days on it. It starts on Halloween, October 31st, and goes through November 11th. The essential questions are the same exact ones from Unit 6. So once again, use your guiding questions in your curriculum document to lead students into forming opinions and thoughts about these particular essential questions, I don't know what I want to say, these universals. Now, on this CBA, the first CBA that we have for the year, Unit 8 is not on it. However, it is going to be assessed on the second CBA. So these 3 standards actually are assessed on the second CBA. So I want you to know it. You have kind of an early look at that. But you'll notice that 3B, 4A, and 7B are standards from Unit 8 that will be assessed on the second CBA. That's pretty short and sweet, just to kind of give you a quick heads up about second 6 weeks. Thank you so much for making World Cultures one of the most exciting classes for students. It's a great class, and you have such a great opportunity to make relevant social studies instruction fun for kids. So thank you for all you do. Call me, email me with anything. Talk to you soon.